Well, established the Fire Engineering, Courage, and Valor Foundation in 2002 to honor the spirit of the heroic 343 FDNY firefighters that perished on 9/11. Preserving the memory of the firefighters who made the ultimate sacrifice on September 11th and honoring firefighters for years to come, Penwell has set up an independent tax-free foundation with a goal of raising $1 million. Through generous donations, each year the income from the foundation is awarded to a firefighter or his or her family who has exhibited exemplary courage and valor in a rescue operation during the prior year. The first award was presented in 2002 to the widow and family of Deputy Chief Ray Downey, who lost his life while commanding rescue operations at the World Trade Center attack on 9/11. Deputy Chief Downey was Chief of Rescue Operations and a 39-year veteran of the Fire Department of New York. He was the most highly decorated firefighter in the history of the FDNY. In addition to his great courage as a firefighter, Deputy Chief Downey was nationally known for his pioneering efforts in the field of technical rescue and was the unofficial leader of FEMA's urban search and rescue teams, which he trained for disaster response throughout the United States and the world. Deputy Chief Downey commanded rescue operations at many difficult and complex disasters, including the Oklahoma City bombing, the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, and many natural disasters worldwide. For a lifetime of unparalleled service to firefighters and citizens alike, and in remembrance of the courage and valor exemplified throughout his life, the Courage and Valor Award, presented to one extraordinarily courageous American firefighter each year, now bears the Downey name.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Bobby Halton, FDNY Battalion Chiefs Joe and Chuck Downey, Tobin Biachini from the Courage and Valor Foundation, Chief Ron Canterman of the NFA Alumni Association, and Chief Victor Stagnaro of the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation for the presentation of the 2018 Ray Downey Courage and Valor Award.
At this time, we'd like to turn our attention to the best example of why FDIC exists. Every great enterprise has a doctrine, a fundamental principle. FDIC International is focused on providing a platform for the issues and concerns of the fire service. Among these issues and concerns are education, training, tactics, craftsmanship, personal development, wellness, virtues, values, and character. The Ray Downey Courage and Valor Award was designed to celebrate and recognize all of those issues and concerns by commemorating the legacy of a man who epitomized the best of all of those varied points, and to recognize an individual firefighter who, by their actions, emulated the great Ray Downey. This award was the love and design of Robert F. Biachini, our former chairman of the board, lawyer, Army veteran, Notre Dame alumni, scholar, devoted Catholic, gentleman, friend, whom many of us longtime FDIC loyalists knew from his many appearances here on this stage to present this award. What you may not know is that he admired and loved all of us, all firefighters, very, very much. A stoic by nature, he was moved beyond words by Chief Downey and you, and every other man and woman who has made the necessary sacrifices to be a firefighter. He would want you to know that he was grateful to each and every one of you for your kindness, for your integrity, and for your valiant efforts to be a better person than you were the day before, and for your refusal to condemn or judge others, but rather to be there to care for and protect even those who would do you harm. He loved us unconditionally, deeply, and without reservation. He was quite simply our biggest fan. If you would now please join me in just a few seconds of silence in Mr. B's memory. And now Battalion Chief Joe Downey.
Good morning. Thank you, Bobby. On behalf of the entire Downey family, we would also like to take just a moment to remember our dad's friend, the late Mr. Bianchini, for all he did to honor not only my dad, but the fire service as a profession. He was truly my dad's friend. They bonded as men of consequence and purpose in unspoken but deeply personal ways. Me and Mr. Bianchini wanted to memorialize not only the legacy of our father with this tremendously important award, but to all of us firefighters. For us as a family, Mr. B is greatly missed. As Chief Dunn had said, the death of one man diminishes us all. But at the same time, we are also eternally grateful that we knew and shared time with Mr. B.
To add to my brother's thoughts, as a family, we have been blessed. We live in the greatest nation of all time. We serve in the greatest profession of all time. We are grateful for our good health, loving relationships, and strong faith. And among those wonderful gifts is this moment which Mr. B is responsible for, and to whom we will always be grateful. May he rest in peace. And now this year's Courage and Valor recipient. Ladies and gentlemen, please observe the monitors.
On October 10, 2017, Monroe County Fire Department received a 911 call to respond to High Falls State Park. Two brothers, aged 17 and 12, had fallen from the top of the waterfall. According to officials, James and his younger brother Christian were walking along the rocks above the falls when they were swept away in the fast-moving water, falling 20 to 25 feet down to even more rocks.
Oh! Oh!
Bystanders on scene located the 17-year-old standing in the waterfall and called 911. Monroe County Fire assessed the situation and called the Georgia Search and Rescue GSAR Task Force for mutual aid assistance. On arrival, the GSAR Task Force could not provide a solution. Monroe County Emergency Management Agency called Georgia State Patrol's Aviation Unit for assistance. Cobb County Fire and Emergency Services Technical Rescue Team is attached to this unit. The aviation unit, piloted by Captain Greg Mercier, responded with Firefighter Rusty Brown. After a flyover to assess the scene and a discussion between Mercier and Brown involving the complexity and uncertainty of the operation, Mercier landed the 407 Bell helicopter on the bridge, deplaned, and boarded another 407 copter that was readied for the rescue operation. Firefighter Brown clipped into the short-haul operation unit, piloted by Mercier. Willie Wood was the technical flight officer. Brown informed Wood that Brown could not conduct the operation with a personal flotation device because the device would cause him to be washed out by the waterfall. Brown also told Wood that if Brown were dragged underwater, Wood should count to 3 and then lift Brown up. Brown realized the severity of the situation as he approached the victim. He noted that the waterfall was bigger and more turbulent than he had thought. He observed the male victim standing on a rock among an eddy in the waterfall. The fall was breaking approximately 15 feet over his head. Brown was secured to the helicopter with a short-haul rope about 100 feet long. As Brown approached the victim, the fall began to surge over him and wash him out and away from the victim. Brown got his footing, and the victim helped him to stand up inside the waterfall. Brown made multiple attempts to place a rescue strap around the victim. The attempts failed. He or the victim was washed into the recirculation pool at the bottom of the fall. Brown finally got the quick strap around the victim, but Brown was then washed downstream out of the waterfall and under the water by the victim's weight. When Brown popped out of the water, he couldn't see the victim. He immediately signaled to Wood to lift them out of the water, fearing that they both would drown. As the helicopter began to lift them up, the short-haul rope was wrapped around Brown's neck and body. Brown was able to remove the rope from his neck, but not his lower body. The rope was tangled around him in the recirculating pool of the waterfall. As the lift occurred, Brown was lifted by his legs, with the victim attached to him. Brown was inverted during the lift, His head was under the water. The victim and Brown were safely removed and placed on the bridge for the second rescue. The victim's 12-year-old brother was recovered on the rocks, deceased. Brown acquired a Stokes basket for his recovery. Brown suffered an injury in the rescue. Firefighter Rusty Brown went above and beyond the call of duty. He was picked for a mission that was unknown until his arrival. A rescue of this magnitude completed under arduous conditions is a testament to the training and knowledge of all those involved. There is a young man alive today because of the determination and dedication to duty of Firefighter Rusty Brown and all members involved in this successful operation.
Firefighter Rusty Brown exemplifies the highest traditions of Cobb County and the fire service. For his extraordinary courage and valor, Penwell Corporation would like to present Rusty Brown with a check for $35,000 and the Courage and Valor Medal. At this time, I would like to call Rusty to the stage to receive his award and his medal. And Tobin Biachini will present him with the check. Ladies and gentlemen, Firefighter Rusty Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, Firefighter Rusty Brown.